looking for your way out. Sandman, don't you worry, everything's gonna be right. Keep on walking toward the night. You know you'll make it through. Love still is your life. You offered up your soul. Sandman, you can't hide it. She carries your heart. Love still is your life. You offer up your soul. Steven, how are you, mister? What's going on? How did your art show go? That's my good friend Steven, who now lives in that nation with the yellow and blue flag. No, not that one. Anyhow, this song was a excellent performance of Sandman's Love, which was written by my pal Sidney, who is a bandmate in our group, Bernard, or Bernard, as I like to say. Isn't there a famous Bernard? Is that what that big red dog was called? Anyway. So this Sandman Love, this is one of the songs that we rehearsed, but I don't think, did we perform it? I don't think we performed it. We only had that cut down a little bit. But if you would like to see our performance at this past weekend at the Bandabacchus Arts Festival at Square Nadar on Montmartre, at the foot of the Basilica of Sacré-Cœur, Sacred Heart, as I like to say. What you can do is, if you're on the gram of Instas, you go to my profile, and there you'll have a little bit.ly link, and that'll bring you right to the YouTube playlist. And there are 3 of our songs. My friend Marianne filmed them for us. Merci Marianne, beaucoup. And if you're on the Book of Faces, then you'll have to ask in the comments for the link, because if I just put the link there, this video will never see the light of day, or the glow of a microprocessor or a troll farm. So that's what the deal is. So if you want to see our performance of our band Bernard at the Bandabacchus Arts Festival on Montmartre, qui aura lieu le week-end dernier. C'était très bien passé. Merci à tout le monde qui sont venus, de voir tous les tableaux et les musiciens. And so, if you're on Instagram, you have to go to my profile and click on the bit.ly link. And if you're on the book face, you're going to have to go and ask me for the link. So please don't hesitate to ask me for the link. That makes everything more fun, you see. And where else do I post this? I post this on the Tube of Views, so I think that the link, the videos should come up subsequently. Okay, so what's going on? Oh, a little art update? Is that what you're asking about? Okay, cool. Check this out. This is called, I can't remember the name of it, but something Rue de Cascade. Huh? Isn't that fun? I'm kind of liking how this is turning out. You can see the those chimneys there. It's kind of fun. I've got this one. It's nearly done. I've been having trouble getting up here at a reasonable hour to take advantage of the light. After about 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. or so, I get snowblind, if you know that sensation. So the sun is directly in front of my painting table, and the light is stark, and so it's hard to discern the colors and so forth. But I do like how these chimneys are turning out. I'm going to leave this whole, or their stovepipes, or their chimney pipes, or there must be a technical term for that. There's some gum on here, because what I did was I made a stencil to paste down the shapes, and then I spray painted the sky in the background, and so it's a little gummy on here. So I've been rubbing them off. I've been rubbing off these pipes whenever I get the chance. So that's what's going on there. And then there's another one right here. I guess I can show. Oh, and look at this. This canvas is nice. It's on red cotton. How sweet is that? Some of the red shows through down here. That's fun. So Here's another one I'm working on. It's one of these collage jobs, and I'm going to let the collage do the work. You can kind of see the delineations there. There's some part that's more brown, and there's some part that's, unfortunately, this part's supposed to be white, but it's kind of turning black. I might knock that back a bit with some acrylic spray paint, water-based acrylic spray paint, as I did here. You can see over here, I knocked this back just a little bit to give it a highlight, and inversely a shadow on this side. So that's kind of fun. So that's what's going on over here in the art world. L'atelier. And I need to clean my mirror. Look at that. That's disgusting. How did that happen? All right. Okay, so we've got a little bit of time here. So there's so many of you watching. I'm wondering if you would prefer to read a little bit of my interpretation of the French translation from the original Portuguese of Paulo Coelho's Manuel de la Guerre de la Lumière, the Manual of the Word of the Light. Or should we just listen to some Zen guitar? I think Zen guitar. If no one objects. Are there any objections? Guess I'm just going to open this up randomly here and see what we get. Okay, that's a little bit long. That's the very end. So there's something from Woody Guthrie here. This would be nice. Take it easy, but take it. Woody Guthrie. Over-earnestness. The opposite of half-heartedness is over-earnestness. You must pursue the way of Zen guitar sincerely, but don't try too hard. Bukowski had a quote like that, and he was saying, don't try. If you want to be a writer, don't try. And the people interpret that literally, saying, just don't even try, give up. But what he meant was like, you shouldn't have to try to be a writer. You either are or you aren't. So you're impelled to write or you're not. And so he was advising, if it's something that you have to force and you don't enjoy, just don't do it. I enjoy painting chimney stacks. Some guitarists are simply too eager to please, like people who over-pursue a romantic relationship. They push themselves on an audience without allowing the listener any space to come to them. Even if these players make a positive first impression, in short order we start to lose respect for them. Oh no. Other guitarists are prone to going over the top with excesses of emotion, or pyrotechnics, or power drills. Like people who enthusiastically start a new workout routine and then injure themselves, these players don't know how to pace themselves. Their spirit is like a beer pouring too fast into a glass, flowing over out of control. They've yet learned how to fill the glass exactly to the brim. One indicator of over-earnestness is playing at a too high volume. This is a dilemma we always come up with, and I'm always in the opposite, meaning my buddy Julo, who's playing drums, he'll look at me and go, Paul, wanting me to turn up the guitar. So I guess that's better than being too loud. It's hard to hear. One indicator is playing it without question. Some music sounds best when played loud. But many players, I was listening to, do you know Rick Beato? He's got this fantastic YouTube music channel, and he does all these interviews. He did a great one with Sting, but the one I'm thinking of is Matt Cameron, who is the drummer for both Soundgarden and then Pearl Jam. Impressive, huh? And he was talking about something about they did a remix album of Super Unknown, I think it is. I think that's the one that he's most fond of. And he was saying you have to hear headphones to hear the differences in the mix. Rick Beato's, he was like, oh, they sound like completely different songs. I'm sure if I heard it, I wouldn't even notice a difference one iota. The feeling is akin to someone speaking loudly at a foreigner, as if volume load will aid in comprehension. My dilemma is the opposite. They don't yell at me when they speak to me, but when I speak to them, it's a little offsetting because their expression is always like, and it's, just that facial expression is off-putting, but what they're trying to do is they're trying to hear what I'm trying to say through my accent grave, my my grave accent. Playing at high volume means taking all the current in a room and harnessing it, like a jockey controlling a racehorse. Hey. In the hands of a novice, a loud guitar feeds back wildly, like a colt being guided by an inexperienced rider. With time, though, we learn to control a loud guitar the way a veteran horseman handles the reins of a steed. Though we feel the power, a measure of restraint shows through. Study hard, but stay relaxed. You never want the feeling of pressing. Instead, learn to the feeling of power held in reverse. If your spirit is too strong, you have yet to master yourself. The measure of mastery is not through what you show, but what you hold back. Self-control is key. Apply this thinking to your playing and your life. The way is through restraint. Oh, very valuable lesson. Thank you, Mr. Philip Toshio Sudo, and your Zen guitar dojo. Let's see about this feedback, shall we? Oh, there's no feedback. Ooh, this is like a young colt, isn't it? Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, that's all for now. Ciao.